হয়েছে কৃষ্ণের লীলা মণ্ডল 14 মন্বন্তরে ব্রহ্মাণ্ড মণ্ডল ব্যাপী ক্রমে ক্রমে ফিরে। So we have already discussed how Krishna Leela or the pastimes, different manifestation of Krishna's pastimes during 125 years, beginning from his birth up to the disappearance. As many pastimes there are, they are being manifested in some of the universe, out of the innumerable universes. So, God is never dead, or Krishna is never dead, as some of the modern philosophers, they are putting forward the philosophy of God is dead. God is dead for those who are following the owl philosophy. Owl has never seen sun, or it does not like to see the sun. Therefore, the owl says there is no sun. Similarly, the atheistic philosophy is there are so many logic, just like the owl philosophy, the frog philosophy, the camel philosophy, and the dog philosophy, the hog philosophy. There are so many philosophies. Only the persons who have got 2 hands and 2 legs, but they are counted amongst the animals, and therefore they cannot think of the eternal, blissful existence of the Supreme Lord at all times. So, Premanjana Chirita Bhakti Vilochanena, if one takes to this philosophy of Krishna consciousness and develops love of Godhead, then he can see God at every moment, in every step, in everything. He is not for a single moment is out of the sight of God. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Teshu te mai. The devotee who has loved, who has developed love for God, he is also seeing God at every moment. Similarly, God is also seeing him at every moment. They are not separated. So, simple process, this Hari Kirtan, this is the simple process recommended in this age, and if we sincerely do it without any offense and with faith, then seeing of God is not difficult for a devotee. So, kono brahmane kono nilar hoy avasthan tati lila nitya kahe nigama purana. So similarly, in some of the brahmandas or universes, there is already present Krishna Lila, Krishna is there. There is another Bengali verse very nicely. Uddapiya kore lila gaura rai kono kono bhagavane dekhibare paay. Lord Chaitanya's pastime is going on, is still going on. But some of the fortunate devotees, they can see. So anything, God's pastime, that is perceivable through devotional service. Bhaktama abhijana. Only this is the process, no other process. No amount of speculation, no amount of academic education, no amount of philosophical discussion. It is confirmed in the Vedic literature. Nayamatma prapachanena labhya na bahunasutena. Na ayamatma, this self-realization is not possible. Nayamatma pravachanena labhya, simply by discussing Nobody can arrive. Nobody can understand what is self-realization, what is supreme soul, the absolute truth. Namatma pravachanina na medhaya. Medhaya means one who has got very good brain substance. He also cannot, simply by agitating the brain substance, one cannot understand. Namatma pravachanina labhya na bahuna sutina na medhaya sutina. One is highly educated, very good scholar. He also cannot understand. Then what is the Jameva ishabhrinati tina labhya? A person to whom God reveals himself, he can understand. So we have to wait for that. And for God's mercy, we have to be engaged in loving transcendental service, Krishna consciousness. Then he will reveal. Golok Gokul Dham Vibhu Krishna Sama Krishna Shai Brahmanda Gane Tahar Sankrama. Now, Golok Gokul Dham Vibhu Krishna Sama. Because the Lord is absolute, therefore His name, His fame, His quality, His form, His associates, His paraphernalia, everything absolute, non-different. God and God's name, non-different. God and God's place, non-different. And for that reason, when Krishna comes, the absolute, the Vrindavan, the place where he descends, that is non-different. Actually you can feel that Vrindavan Dham, that place, is a small spot of land, say about 84 miles area. But any person, and however atheistic he may be, and however nonsense he may be, if he goes to that place, he'll feel Krishna's will. Still he'll, simply by going there, he'll at once change his mind that here is God. He'll accept. Still, if you like, you can go to India and you can see, make an experiment. So all the Vrindavan is a place for the personalist. Now, all the impersonalist school of India, they are making their ashram at Vrindavan. Because they have failed to achieve the sense of God anywhere. They are coming to Vrindavan. It is such a nice place. So here Lord Chaitanya says that Golok Gokula Dham Vibhu Krishna Sama. Just like Krishna is unlimited, similarly his place is also unlimited. It is not limited by the material laws. Similarly his name is unlimited. When you chant Hare Krishna, it has, the Hare Krishna, this name, the holy name has got unlimited potency. Simply we have to realize it. Even God is present before us, we cannot realize. When Krishna was present before us on this earth, not that all people of the world or all people of India could recognize. Only few people, the Pandavas and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, inhabitants of Dwarka, some of them could understand. So it requires training only. Otherwise, the unlimited God can be seen even within this limited sphere of material existence. Ataev Golok Sthane Nitya Vihar Brahmanda Gane Krame Prakatataha. So when Krishna or God comes, he is not out of his eternal abode, because absolute. Wherever God is present, his absolute abode is also present there. Just like it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishara Sarvabhutanam Riddesha Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord is situated as super soul in everyone's heart. Now suppose there is a dog or there is a hog, so there is also God. So does it mean that God is living with a dog or God is living with a hog? No. For him, even within the heart of a hog, even within the heart of a dog, there is Vaikuntha. The same thing. These are the inconceivable energies of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, a God's pure devotee, wherever he may be, he lives at Vrindavan. Vrindavan is not limited, or God is not so limited that he is under the boundary of certain limitation. No. God and God's devotees, wherever they are, the same transcendental above God's place, Golok Vrindavan, is manifested there. So, in each and every Brahmanda or universe, wherever Krishna is there, there is Golok Vrindavan there. ब्रह्मांडे गाने प्रकरण ब्रजे कृष्ण सर्वैश्वर्य प्रकाश पूर्णतम पुरीद्वय परब्रह्म में पूर्णतर पूर्ण. Now God's manifestation, fullest manifestation is at Vrindavan. Fullest manifestation, full freedom. And Krishna, when he is at Vrindavan, he has full freedom. Now, there was a question when Ras Leela, Krishna performed Ras Leela, and so Maharaj Parikshit, he questioned. Maharaj Parikshit was hearing the description of Ras Leela from Sukadeva Goswami. So he cleared out one question which is generally discussed about the character of Krishna. Because he enjoyed this Rajya pastime at dead of night, he played on his flute, and all the gopis of Vrindavan, they came into the forest and they had the Ras dance. So Maharaj Parikshit, the king Parikshit, inquired to his teacher, Sukadeva Goswami, that Krishna is on this earth. He appeared on this earth for Paritrana Sadhunam Vinashaya Duskriya Dharma Samsthapanartha. Dharma Samsthapanartha, and just to establish the process of religiosity. And India at least is still, the basic principle is that a lady or a girl who is especially married or unmarried, she cannot mix with any other man. So that is against religious principle. So this question was raised that these girls who are already married, how they went to Krishna for dancing with him, and how Krishna allowed them to dance with him, because against religious principle. This question was raised by Parikshit Maharaj. Of course, you cannot imagine that a girl going to a friend and dancing with him. That is not against religious principle, but according to Vedic principle, this is irreligious. So this was questioned by Maharaj Parikshit to Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami replied in many ways, but the summary is that how this can be impure. If by chanting Krishna's name one becomes pure, how a dancing with Krishna can be impure? And he gave the example, Tijyasang Nadusha. One who is powerful for him, there is no question of contamination. Just like the sun, he gave the example of the sun. Sun is so powerful that sun sign is touching all contaminated place, but sun is not contaminated. Rather, by the sun sign, it is sterilized. Contaminated place becomes sterilized. As a crude example in the material world. So similarly, in God's association, there is no question of irreligiosity. If there is ecstasy, intense love for God, there is no question of contamination. The contamination is considered within the material world. In the spiritual world, there is no contamination. And actually, when the gopis went to Krishna, they approached there in their spiritual body, not his material body. Because it is stated in the Bhagavad that when the gopis left their house, their husband saw that the wife is sleeping on the same bed. So Krishna danced with the gopis, not with in their material body, but in their spiritual body. These are the descriptions are there. So Krishna is always pure, perfect. So Sadvaisarja Prakasha. There is Purnatama, the fullest expression of God. Now, this connection of Krishna and with the gopis, apparently it is abominable. But in the spiritual sense, it is the highest perfectional stage of love of God. So this world is perfect reflection. There is such psychological things that a married woman wants to mix with her friend, or a married man wants to mix with another. Where from this idea comes, this psychological? It comes from God. In God there is, but there it is in perfect order. Here it is contaminated. So we should not imitate the perfect thing in the contaminated place. So we have to rectify ourselves unless we approach to the spiritual state. That is the problem. That's just like a diseased man. He cannot imitate the healthy man. A healthy man eats as he likes, but a diseased man, if he eats as he likes, he'll die. Death is sure. So he has to be restricted, not the healthy man. So if you want really happiness, if you want really freedom, and if you really want everything in its reality, then you have to transfer yourself to the spiritual world in association with Krishna. That is the whole process of Krishna consciousness. And for that purpose, just like a student for getting a degree in the university, he tolerates all kinds of inconveniences. Never mind, let me pass and go. Similarly, we have to make the best use of this bad bargain, this material body, and continue in Krishna consciousness just to achieve the highest perfection of life, freedom, love. This is the process. And if we imitate the same example, if we, in disease state, if we imitate a healthy man's activity, then death is sure. Death is sure. Nobody can say, oh, Krishna enjoyed with so many gods, let me enjoy also. Or you cannot, because you are in disease condition. If you do that, then you will continue your diseased life or you will die. So, for us, so long we are conditioned by this material nature, we have to live under regulation, under restriction. And as soon as we are free from this material entanglement, when we come to Krishna consciousness fully, even in perfection of Krishna consciousness, here you will have that transcendental nature. Just like several times I have cited one sloka of her from Jamunacharya. Jamunacharya was a great king, and later on he became a great devotee. He has written his life's experience in one verse. Jadavadhi mama chitta krishna padaravindayo. So long my mind and attention is absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Tadavadhi, since then, tadavadhi batanari sangami. The sex life, as soon as I remember about that, it becomes a very nasty thing for me. But this is the experience. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, sex life is there in Krishna. Not exactly like this. But there is unification or embracing, kissing, everything is there. But there is no pregnancy, there is no abortion. That is the perfection. That we cannot do here. That we have to avoid. Yes. We have to avoid. That perfection, Krishna mixed with so many girls, but there is not a single case. And Bhishma Dev certified that if I had been among such beautiful young girls, because Bhishma was famous as brahmachari, so I think I could not protect myself. But Krishna is so nice that he was always. So Krishna is all perfect. It is because the girls wanted Krishna as their husband. Therefore Krishna accepted them. Krishna need not, the assistance of any other person or girl or boy or anything, for he is full satisfied. He is God. He is full perfect. So his pastimes are manifested in different way, and in Vrindavan his fullness is exhibited. That is described here by Lord Chaitanya. Braje Krishna Saiva Sarvaisatya Prakashe Purnatam. There is no restriction. He is fully manifested there. Puridaya Parabdame Purnatara Purna. Puridaya means Mathurapuri and Dwarkapuri. Mathurapuri. As in this universe there is Mathurapuri and Dwarkapuri. Similarly, in the transcendental abode of Krishna, there is Mathurapuri, Dwarkapuri. They are represented here. So, in India there is Mathurapuri and Dwarkapuri. In Mathurapuri and Dwarkapuri, in these two places, Krishna's fullness is not manifested. But his fullness is manifested at Vrindavan. Hey Krishna Braje Purna Tama Bhagavan Arsab Swarup Purna Tara Purna Now. This subject matter is very confidential. Still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing to Sanatana Goswami, and we are trying to take advantage of this. But a little advance in Krishna consciousness, it is a little difficult for others how the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, manifests himself fully and manifests himself less than full. These considerations are there, but let us try to understand as far as possible. Sankhepe kahilu Krishna Sarupa Vicha Ananta kahite nare iha. Now, Lord Chaitanya is summarizing about the Krishna's Leela, pastimes, the Sankhepe, all whatever which I have already spoken to you, that is only summary of Krishna's pastimes. Otherwise, Ananta kahite nare iha. Ananta, there is a shesh incarnation of Krishna. He is called Ananta. Ananta means unlimited. So, it is said that Ananta is describing about Krishna's pastimes for unlimited years and eternally. Still it is not yet finished. Ananta Sarup Krishna Nahika Ganan Shakha Chandra Nayakari Digdarshan. So far the forms of Krishna are concerned, they are also unlimited. Shakha Chandra Digdarshan Kari. So, this Shakha Chandra Nayak, there is a logic, Shakha Chandra logic. What is that? That the sun, moon at night is far, far away, but one is pointing out that you can see the moon through these branches of the tree. So there is a location, so through that location one can see the moon. So similarly, although Krishna Leela and Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's forms, no human being can describe, still, as far as possible, Lord Chaitanya says, this Akasandana, just like the branch of the tree is far away from the moon, still one can see by perspective view through the branches of the tree. ইহা যেই শুনে পড়ে সেই ভাগ্যবান কৃষ্ণের স্বরূপ তত্ত্বের হয় কিছু জ্ঞান. Now, here is Lord Chaitanya's order. Whether we do understand or not understand, if we simply, submissively give oral reception to these messages of Krishna, then gradually we shall understand the whole philosophy and science of Krishna. This is the summary. We may not understand at the present moment about the extensive constitutional position and philosophy of Krishna. Still, if we submissively give oral reception to these messages, as it is described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Lord Chaitanya, that will help us. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, this hearing process is very nice. That is recommended by Lord Chaitanya. Simply by hearing. You need not require to be very highly educated or very good scholar in Vedanta philosophy. Whatever you are, you remain in your place. That doesn't matter. Simply try to hear, and by hearing, everything will be Swayameva Spurata. Because the process is that we cannot understand God or we cannot see God unless He reveals. So this revelation will come if we submissively hear. We may not understand, but simply by hearing we can achieve that stage of life. Thank you.